Hi, Indeka families. My name is Daisy Jaro, and I'm your school counselor and family engagement specialist here at Meredith Dunbar. And today I just want to talk to you about a topic. When we sent out our survey to you guys to see what interests you the most, social skills was near the top. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can work on improving your child's social skills. So I have a short little slideshow I'm going to present. Okay. So here is my contact information. If you have any questions or if you have some, idea or something you want to run by me or see what I think, please reach out to me. I'm always available. You can call me. Sometimes it's easier to email, but again, just let me know and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So why are social skills important? Developing social skills in children prepares them for a lifetime of interactions as adults. So, I mean, our kids, our children, they learn their social skills as littles. This is pre-K, and so they're learning so much about social skills here at Meredith about how to interact with adults, how to interact with adults, other children, and so we take what we learn here into elementary school, and then we take what we learn there into middle school, and so forth. And so all of that we use to as adults. So some of the things here, I put 4 points that stress why social skills are so important. So number one is it teaches good manners, right? So it shows those social interactions like the please, the thank you, excuse me, I have a question, raising your hand if you have a question. Like there's just a lot of things that you learn through social skills, and a lot of it is manners. So number two, communicating effectively. So kids or children have to learn how to communicate with their peers, how to communicate with adults, and all of that they learn through social skills. Number three, being considerate of the feelings of others. So, through social skills, that's really how kids learn how to uh, kind of like the golden rule, right? Like treat others the way you want to be treated. I mean, all of that has to do with social skills. They learn how to treat other kids and, what kind of reaction do they get from their peers when they act a certain way. Also, they learn empathy and how to, when they see another child who's upset, they're learning from that. So, that really shows them how they need to interact with others, and they learn from that. Number four, so expressing their personal needs, right? So this helps them to build their confidence so they can learn to, raise their hand and tell the teacher, I'm upset about something, or even just something as simple as they need to go potty. And so that's why social skills are so important, because they're learning all these things. So they learn how to make friends. They learn what to do in situations of like teasing or bullying. So social skills are so crucial and so important. So how do children learn their social skills? Parents tend to have the most influence, or a guardian, grandma, grandpa, whoever the child stays with. They have the most influence on how a child's social skills develop. But children can also learn from other sources, right? So extended family, from their friends, if they're in daycare, if they're here at school, at the pre-K, even church. So that, they're learning, they're absorbing everything that they're learning from their environment. So wherever they go, they could probably even learn social skills from being in the grocery store. They're just, observing and seeing all the interactions between people, and they're learning from that. It's also important to note that some kids just socially, they're just more adept to it. So it's easier for them. So I just want you to keep that in mind, because there are kids that are shy, and learning social skills might take a little bit more effort for them. So kind of wanted to make this pretty simple, just 5 basic ways that you can help improve your child's social skills. So number one is to encourage that eye contact, right? I know with my own kids, sometimes, in the past, if I've spoken to them and they say something and then they just walk off, I'll stress, no, you need to come back, and to have that eye contact with them, and now tell me what you're asking for. So just, not in a scary kind of way, but encourage that eye contact with, other people, with friends, family, Sometimes I know kids are, terrified of strangers, which is normal. But, like if you go to the grocery store, maybe they can say something to the cashier, like "Good morning" or something like that. So just kind of encouraging that eye contact. Number two, teach your child about emotions. And so this is the time that kids are learning about emotions. And so, it's okay for them to be mad. It's okay for them to be sad. Those are all normal emotions. And sometimes kids don't really know the difference, right? They just know they're upset. And so you can always talk about, that it's, about why they're mad or why they're upset. Don't be afraid to talk about those emotions. And that is one way that they can learn social skills because, they may see a friend who's upset. And so there could be a conversation had about, why is the friend upset and what could you possibly do to maybe help your friends, kind of thing. So, just encouraging those conversations. Number three, so motivate them to communicate. Maybe one day, if y'all go to a drive-through, maybe they could order the food that day. So having that conversation, or possibly, just teaching them the good manners, like teaching them to say, good morning, or good night, those kinds of things. So again, not making it something scary. And for some of your kids that are really super shy, it may be. And so maybe just little baby steps. Maybe they'll start by, waving to a neighbor, something like that. And just start with those little things, and you'll see that that's really going to build their confidence, and it's going to make them more comfortable to be able to communicate. And then providing them, number four, providing them the opportunity. So like I was saying, they could maybe possibly order the food one day, or I'm trying to think of another example. Possibly, possibly they could call, and maybe they don't always call grandma, grandpa. So maybe they could actually like call them and have a conversation with them. So just trying different ways of getting them to have conversations. And maybe, you can play a game where you're like, I'll tell you something and then you ask me something. Because I know a lot of times with kids, they don't really ask questions. They may talk to you about things, but they don't really ask questions. So maybe just trying to provide them those opportunities to do that. And then preparing them for some of the higher social skills. So that could be like conflict resolution. I know with kids, just today I was having a guidance lesson with children about how, one way of being responsible is sharing. So if like you have one chocolate chip cookie and there's two of you, two friends, like what could you do? They're like, oh, you could split it, or and so just kind of having that conversation, right? Like, instead of like fighting or instead of being sad, then you can work together and split the cookie. And then both friends get a piece of the cookie and both friends are happy now. So just kind of to work on the conflict resolution, how maybe how kids can negotiate with each other. So if it's maybe like the pad, like maybe, okay, you can have it, the pad and watch a show, watch Super Y, and then I'll watch, I'll get the pad and then I'll watch Sesame Street, something like that. So just teaching them those skills. Because again, all of these are skills that they're going to take with them and that they're going to be able to learn from and use as adults. I know it's hard to envision that because they're teeny tiny, but you guys are teaching them these skills. So it's very, very important. And it also teaches children to be assertive. And I know that that's hard for some kids. And, when I was little, I was super, super shy. So, I wish there had been someone there that had really encouraged me to speak up, because I didn't really do that until I was an adult. And that is much, much harder to do. So let's see, moving on. So I know right now with COVID, with social skills, it seems almost a little ironic, right, to say social skills when we're doing the social distancing. But I wanted to tell you that there are still ways to teach children social skills. There's still ways to connect. And so that is the key, to stay connected, right? To stay connected to other people. Maybe you do have to have that distance, but that doesn't mean that you won't have any kind of interaction. So here are some ideas. You can do some virtual play dates. I know for my boys, we've had virtual birthday parties, which are kind of interesting on a Zoom, but it can be done. Also, I know with my own kids, they meet with their church group through Zoom. So just, I just want you to encourage you to just open your mind to these things. I know the times are different right now, and hopefully at some point we can get back to more of that in-person interaction. But until then, I encourage you to, see what's out there. You could do virtual play dates. Now we have, I know, like Facebook has that FaceTime. We have Google Meet, we have Zoom, we have Duo, we have all these different ways of doing it. WhatsApp, I know I talk to my family in Mexico through WhatsApp, so it's actually in a lot of ways it's pretty cool. But you can also go old school, right? So like writing notes, handwritten notes, it's a great opportunity maybe you to teach your child, hey, why don't we send grandma, grandpa a Christmas card or a Valentine's Day card? That's coming up. That'd be something fun. And again, it's teaching them those social skills. And you could always do just email if you want. I mean, now kids, know a lot about tablets and all that kind of stuff. So maybe, I know there's probably apps out there where you can send grandma, grandpa a picture that they drew on the tablet. So I just encourage you to just kind of think of those things and really kind of use those opportunities to connect and to be able to show your kids social skills. And then learning through play, right? So there's a lot of games like Apples to Apples, Guess Who, Charades. All of these are games that kind of teach perspective and they teach social skills. So I encourage you, and maybe you can make up your own game, but it kind of involves them thinking of others and trying to, with charades, they're communicating but non-verbally, because I do want to stress that as well, that social skills is also trying to look at not just the verbal, like what somebody's saying, verbal cues, but also nonverbal cues. So it's also important for kids to learn that, right? So if someone maybe not talking, but they have a frown on their face, for them to be able to pick up on those nonverbal cues. And then also directed activities. There's a lot of books out there on a lot of different areas. So like friendship, sharing, just all of these different kinds of things. So you can pick up pretty much any book, even Curious George if you want to, any kind of fun book, and just talk about it. Maybe like, hey, how do you think the character was feeling? Or look at the character's face. Like, what do you think, the little girl, what do you think it would take to make her feel better? Like just asking different questions, and then maybe have some practice conversations with your child, trying to promote those social skills. So asking them questions, having them ask you questions, that kind of thing. Talk a lot about, sharing. Talk a lot about trying to be kind to other people. So social skills is really, so important at this age, because a lot of them don't, especially if they're an only child, and right now with COVID, they may be lacking in these social skills. So I encourage you to just practice. And then remember that, you guys are the role models for your kiddos. And so, your child, your children, they're looking to you, right? So you're trying to see how you guys handle situation, how you guys handle conflict resolution, how you guys handle possibly talking to, someone you don't know, a stranger in the grocery store. What is it that you're doing? I know with my kids, we say a lot of like, you say good morning to people, you ask them how they're doing, you say no sir, you say yes ma'am, and that just in our house is important. So whenever I hear the kids saying that, and I don't have to say what do we say, it makes me feel good, because then I know that they're learning what I'm teaching them. And so my husband and I, we try to always, say these things and do these things and try to connect with other people in those kind of way, and shows those good manners, because we figure our kids are watching us. So anyway, so those are just some ideas for you about social skills and how to improve them. Like I said, just, make it fun. I definitely encourage you to try the virtual play date, see how that goes, and just make it a fun activity, and see what you can do. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And I appreciate you guys being here today, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.